Hey, you guys, how are you? How are you? How are you? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Listen, if you are listening to me on my YouTube or even on my podcast, Nonprofit Nuggets with Jennifer Yarbrough, I just want to welcome you. I want to welcome you. I want to welcome you. For those of you who are new to me, my name is Jennifer. I am a nonprofit expert, over 39 years of experience helping organizations put together plans, strategies, systems, and tools on how not just to start your nonprofit organization, but how to grow it, how to sustain it, and how to ensure that you have the resources that you need to deliver the impact that's important to you and beneficial to your community. Listen, I want to start with this. Have you ever thought, I'm ready to start my nonprofit, but I don't want to waste time or money doing it? Is that you? Is that you? Jen, I want to start my nonprofit, but I don't want to waste time and I don't want to waste any money. All right. Too many founders start excited, start passionate, and full of vision, right? All the things that you want to do. Jen, I want to start a nonprofit to help single moms. Jen, I want to start a transitional house to help those that are aging out of foster care. Jen, I want to do a homeless shelter. Jen, I want to start a ministry, whatever it is. You are full of excitement and passion and vision when you start. And then within 6 months, you're exhausted, you're broke, and stuck wondering, why can't I get funded? In this video, I'm going to show you the exact process to start a nonprofit the right way, with structure, with strategy, and sustainability. So you don't lose money, momentum, and motivation. Listen, money is not your problem, but maintaining momentum and motivation is a very real thing, okay? I've been doing this work now for 39 years, and I've seen what happens when founders start right and then when they don't. Okay. So I want you to grab your notebook because I'm breaking this down in just 5 stages that turn your nonprofit from an idea into a fundable, functioning organization. All right. Go ahead, grab your notebooks, and let's get ready to go. At the end, I'm going to give you a free nonprofit funding checklist. It's going to help you to avoid costly mistakes that kill 90% of new nonprofit organizations before they even receive their first grant. Okay. And I don't want that to happen to you. My goal is to give you the information that's going to prevent you from falling into the category that 90% of organizations fall into. All right. Stage one, the first thing that you need to know is to get clear on the need, not just the idea. Did you hear what I said? You have to start with clarity. Clarity. Because this is where most new founders lose money right out the gate. They start with the what they want to do. I want to help kids. I want to feed the homeless. I want to empower women. That's passion. But funders don't fund passion, they fund proof. Proof. To start a nonprofit the smart way, you must identify the need, not just your idea. So ask yourself, who specifically is struggling? Who specifically is struggling? Specifically, where are they located? What's missing in the community right now? Why does this gap matter today? I'm going to go over those again. Ask yourself these questions right now, and this is going to help you to take your idea, which is very broad and very big, and bring it down to a place of a concise, succinct need. All right. Your donors, your funders, your supporters, they fund the need for what you do, not just your idea. So you want to ask yourself, who specifically is struggling? Where are they located? What's missing in this community right now, the community that you're working within? And why does this gap matter today? I'm going to give you an example. I want to help youth is too broad. That's too broad. But I want to help high school seniors in Oakland who are facing homelessness complete school and transition into stable housing. That's fundable, that's measurable, and urgent, right? Can you hear the difference? I want to help youth, Jen. I want to feed the homeless, right? I want to do a transitional house. That's broad. You want it to be defined. When you define the need that with clarity, when you define the need that clearly, every decision becomes easier, right? When you're able to say, I want to help high school seniors in Oakland who are facing homelessness complete school and transition into stable housing. When you define the need that clearly, every decision becomes easier. Your mission, your budget, your messaging, your partners, right? But if it's so broad, it's hard to pinpoint who are my funders, who are my supporters, who are my partners. It's too hard to define, right? This is what losing momentum looks like. This is what losing momentum looks like. You start operating before understanding the real need. And you end up running a program no one wants to fund because no one asked for it. No one asked for it. Or you're doing something that's already being done, right? This is what it looks like when it's done right. Okay? This is what it looks like when it's done right. You take 30 days to research, listen to the community, gather data, and document the gap you exist to fill. Okay? That clarity saves you months and even thousands of dollars later. Why? Because then you start, you have to stop, you have to start all over again. You've lost money, you've lost momentum. Take the time to do the research. Identify the gaps within your community. Gather the data. Document, right? Define what it is that you want to do and who needs it. And how are you going to solve that problem? Stage two, build your structure before you spend. Oh my God, I wish people understood this before they spent money on a website, before they spent money at registering at the state, before they spent money filing for their 501c3, right? Before you spend, structure. Before you spend, build your structure. Most founders think, I'll just file my 501c3 and then I'll figure out the rest later. But that's backwards, right? Jen, I know I need to raise money, but I'll file my 501c3 first and then I'll try to figure out how I'm going to raise money later. That's backwards. The paperwork doesn't make you operational. The paperwork does not make you operational. It makes you legal, but structure makes you fundable. Structure makes you fundable. What does structure look like? What does structure look like? You have a real board of directors, not your mother, your brother, your dog, or cat, your fish, who never show up, who aren't engaged, who can assist with strategic thinking. They're just people that are close to you. There are people that like you. There are people that want to help you, but they don't know how, right? So you want a real board of directors. You want defined roles and responsibility so that everyone knows who does what. I'm going to say that again. A defined role and responsibility for everyone so that everyone knows who does what, what's expected from who. With this vague mission, and now we've got these random people on our board, and no one knows what to do. No one knows their role. No one knows their responsibility, and nothing is getting done. Define the roles and responsibilities to everyone so that everyone knows what to do. The next thing is a mission statement that's clear and actionable. A simple organization chart. Have you guys ever worked within a company and there's an organizational chart? Even if it's just you, a treasurer, and a program volunteer, you want to know who does what, who reports to who, who's giving the feedback or the information that's needed. An organizational chart. You want to have policies that cover your finances, your conflicts of interest, and the decision making. All right. Why does this matter? Funders aren't just funding your mission, they're funding your capacity to manage money and impact. Okay. Impact and your idea are two different things. Impact and what you want to do, your passion for the activity is not the same thing. Funders aren't just funding your mission, they're funding your capacity to manage money and impact. Without structure, your nonprofit looks like a hobby. Come on now. Without structure, your nonprofit looks like a hobby, and hobbies don't get funded. When it's done wrong, you pay $800 for someone to do your paperwork, but still don't have a mission, a program, or a budget. You got paperwork done though. When it's done right, you invest time in learning the structure of your organization before the IRS form. So that when you file, you are already operating like a real organization. You're not getting the paperwork and then trying to organize. No, before you file that piece of paper, put the structure in place so that when you get the piece of paper, the determination letter, you're already operating like a real organization, right? Stage three, build a realistic budget. Build a realistic budget. This is the third stage. Listen, your budget. I know that most new founders dread this part because they think, I don't have any money yet. I'm not making any money. But that's exactly why you need a budget. Not to show what you have, but to show how you plan to get what you need. That's why you need a budget. Not to show what you have, but to show how you plan to use what you get. Are you understanding? A good startup budget tells a story. It shows that you understand how money connects to mission. It shows that you understand how money connects to mission. Here's what goes into your first year nonprofit budget. All right. So this is for those of you guys who are just starting out. You start with your program expenses, the cost to deliver your services, right? So your mission says, this is the problem. This is who has the problem. This is how we're going to deliver or solve the problem. That number three, how you're going to solve the problem, is your program. So what is that going to cost? What does it cost to deliver or solve that problem? Then you have administrative expenses like accounting, insurance, the website, the phone, right? Your bank fees, your accounting or your bookkeeping. Then you've got fundraising expenses so that you can raise money to be sustainable. If there is no money to raise money, to identify donors, to cultivate donors, to go through the process of getting your messaging out, you have to spend money to raise money, right? And most of you are starting without the knowledge, the clarity, or even the structure or the plan to raise the revenue that you need to cover your other expenses. So if you can imagine this, 65 to 70% is program costs out of every dollar, 65 to 70 cents is program cost. 30 to 35 cents is operations. Usually it's about 33 cents out of every dollar, or 35 or 33% out of every dollar, okay, goes to your operations, to your administrative cost. And the rest of it goes to program. This ratio tells funders that you are mission focused, but still realistic, right? If you make the decision and say, everybody's volunteer, nobody gets paid, what does that say to the funder? Well, who's managing the organization? Who is doing the stewardship of the resources? Who is accountable to ensure that the mission is achieved? Right? So, not budgeting appropriately for the running and the operation of the business is not a good thing. All right. Here's an example. You run, you plan to run an after school program, a mentoring program for 20 teens. Okay. For 20 teens. Your costs include $200 per month for rental space, for space rental, okay? $100 a month for snacks or supplies, $600 a year for insurance, $1,200 for a part-time program coordinator. That's a $4,000 program budget, okay? Add $1,000 for admin, and now you have a $5,000 realistic startup budget. Now, these are just numbers. I'm not telling you to use these numbers, but I'm telling you this is what it looks like when you put the realistic numbers together. This is how you show you manage money responsibly. And that's how funders decide who's ready. Okay? We're up to stage 4. I hope you're taking notes. Stage 4. Develop programs that actually solve problems. Develop programs that actually solves problems. This is your program design stage. Okay? You know what the problem is, you know who has the problem, and now you are designing a program that is intentionally and systematically structured to create change. There was a problem, your program is introduced, and at the end of your program, change. They no longer have the problem. This is where your idea becomes a system that creates change. Now, here's the mistake. Most founders start activities instead of programs. Activities. Jen, I want to feed the homeless. Jen, I want to do a transitional house. All those are activities. That's not a program. What's a program? A program, by definition, is a group of activities that are intentionally and strategically designed to, to result in change, problem solved. You mistake activities for program. Activities are things that you do. Programs are things you measure. Here's an example. Activity. We host a youth empowerment event. That's an activity. Jen, I want to do a youth empowerment event. That's an activity. A program is we provide a 12-week leadership and mentorship series for 25 high school girls, measured by attendance, GPA improvement, and confidence surveys. That's a program. You hear the difference? One sounds temporary. The others sounds fundable. Funders want to know what happens as a result of your program. What happens as a result of your program? How will you measure it? Who will deliver it? And what's the timeline? That's what goes into your program logic model. The document that connects your activities to your outcomes. The document that connects your activities to your outcomes. You don't need to be a PhD to build a program. You just need clarity. Okay? And the best part, once your program design is clear, your grant proposals write themselves because you already know your outcomes. You already know the indicators. You already know what the problem is and how you're going to solve the problem. It makes it easier than trying to figure out, find the words, trying to guess, trying to assume. All right? Stage five. Stage five. You want to build visibility and momentum. Okay? This is where most founders lose momentum. Is visibility. It's visibility. You got your 501c3, you got your mission, you got your budget, you got your program, but no one knows you exist. Visibility is what creates opportunity. It's how donors, funders, and community partners find you. You need three things to stay visible without burning out. You need clarity. Know who you're talking to. Are you talking to funders, donors, the community? Who are you talking to? Consistency. Posting at least twice a week, if not more. Showing your work, your story, and your results. Credibility, right? The three C's: clarity, consistency, credibility. Sharing data, outcomes, testimonials, proof that what you do works. Funders check your online presence before they ever schedule a meeting. Before they ever schedule a meeting, they're going to check your online presence. If your website is blank or your social media hasn't been updated in months, it signals to them one thing: inconsistency. You don't have to go viral, you just have to show up. Listen, I have created a nonprofit visibility toolkit, a nonprofit visibility toolkit. It's only $7. It shows you how to get noticed, stay credible, and attract donors and funders even before your first grant. Even before your first grant. Okay? I'm going to give you the link to grab it. It's only $7. Okay? Let's recap. To start a nonprofit without losing money or momentum, you need these five things. Start with a need, not an idea. Build your structure before your paperwork. Number three, create a realistic budget. Okay. Number four, design a program that solves a measurable problem. Number five, build visibility that keeps you fundable and seen. If you follow these five steps, you'll have clarity, you'll have direction, and you'll have sustainability, not chaos, not burnout, and not regret. Okay, not regret. To help you get started, I want you to download my free nonprofit funding checklist right now. Okay. And when you're ready to turn your visibility into real funding, I'm going to invite you to grab my nonprofit visibility toolkit. Okay. And if this has helped you, if this information has helped you, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Hit the bell and drop a comment telling me what stage you're in right now. Because remember, starting a nonprofit isn't the goal. Building one that lasts is. Did you hear what I said? Starting a nonprofit isn't the goal. Building one that lasts is. All right. Until next time, let's keep building. Let's keep believing. Let's keep doing the work that changes lives. My name is Jennifer. I am your nonprofit expert, over 39 years of experience, here to help you not just start your nonprofit, but put together the plans, the strategies, the systems, the tools to sustain it. I'll see you guys next time.